Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and welcome to the show, y'all. Look here, when you get out of the penitentiary and you don't have a lot of options, you'll do whatever's available. And when you're trying to go clean, you'll do whatever's available. This dude named Man, right? Man get out of the penitentiary after doing 18 years, man. Hard. He was in here getting his money and all this and that. But the last, I'm going to say 5 or 6 years, he walked away from all that. He was trying to go straight because he found him a good gal. And she was into the word and all this and that. And she didn't want somebody coming home to her that was going to be a bad influence to her son. She did not want that. And she loved Man, you know, the best way you can love somebody under the circumstances that they were under. So when Man gets home, he's making all of these promises. He's going out trying to get jobs. He's not finding them. He got a job at a construction site. Everything was working out for a while, and then they laid some people off. He was one of the first people that they laid off because, you know, he had a record and stuff like that. But they told him they were going to call him back. Just hold on. They were just trying to get some more contracts, and they were going to call him back. But in the meantime, they gave him a nice little severance, but it just wasn't enough to help out because ain't nothing coming in after that. After a couple of months go by, you know, he had been putting in some applications, couldn't get nothing. His wife suggested, or his girlfriend, not wife, she suggested to him that he do DoorDash. And he did, you know, he signed up. So he was delivering, you know what I'm saying, food and stuff like that to people's houses and all this and that, right? And one day, he got a delivery in this part of town where, you know, he knew a lot of officers live, corrections officers, police, and all this and that, right? And he was a little apprehensive about doing it. He just didn't feel comfortable, right? And he did it anyway. And it turns out that the name, because he recognized the name, it turns out that the name of the person that he was delivering the DoorDash to was this particular CO that used to give him hard time, you know what I'm saying, when he was in the penitentiary doing bad stuff. But when he started to straighten up, this officer lightened up on him. You feel what I'm saying? So when he gets there to the door and the officer comes to the door and he hands him the stuff, he got his hat down over his face. He don't really want the officer seeing, and he handed it to him, and the officer said, "Thank you." And he said, I gave you a tip. He said, "Appreciate that." And the officer recognized his voice. And he said, Man. And Man raised his head up and he looked at him. He said, "Man, you made it out." He said, "I'm happy for you. They told me you had gotten out." Now, this particular officer, you know, he had transferred to another prison, you know what I'm saying, just a couple of years before Man got out. He said, "Man, I heard you got out." He said, "How you doing?" And Man is a little nervous and apprehensive about talking to him because, you know, that old penitentiary stuff is still in his mind. You know, you don't want to be associated and talking to the police for any reason, right? So he's like, "I'm doing all right, man. You know, I just got laid off, so I'm doing this on the side, trying to, you know, make ends meet and all this and that." He said, "Well, how your family doing?" And Man was open about it, but not really open about it. He said, "We straight. You know, everything is good. You know, she working and all this and that. I'm just trying to get myself, you know what I'm saying, established real good." And he's trying to walk away, and the officer sees him trying to put, he said, "Hey," he said, "Man, I know when we was in there, you know, I had to do my job." He said, but I'm happy for you, and I wish you all success. And if you ever need anything, any help, anybody to talk to, man, call on me, man." He said, "Let me give you my number." And he ran back into the house. He wrote the number down on a card, and he gave him the card. And Man really didn't pay attention to what the card said. He put the card in his pocket and he got in the car, you know what I'm saying, and he drove off, and he was feeling all weird about it, just weird about how that had just happened, how all of that had just played out. So he drives, you know what I'm saying, into another delivery and all that. He's still thinking about that. Why is he nervous? Why is he feeling the way that he was feeling? And he couldn't put his finger on it. So when he got home later that night, he told his girlfriend about the delivery and all this and that, and the officer that he used to be under, at the prison. And she was like, "Oh, how did he act?" And he told him he was nice to me, gave me his card, and told me to call him if I ever need anything or needed anybody to talk to, anything like that. And she said, "Well, that's good." And she went on about her business, fixed the meal they ate, you know what I'm saying, and they went to sleep that night. But in the bed all that night, Man is thinking about what this officer said, you know, and he got his card on the nightstand, but he really still ain't looked at that card. So next morning comes, he gets up, gets himself together, he wakes up and he, He sees the card. He just slides it off the desk into the drawer, and he just closes the drawer, and he goes off to work. You know what I'm saying? After eating breakfast and talking to his gal and her son and all this and that, he goes off to work doing his DoorDash thing. And he's on there getting his deliveries, and he's doing his thing. He's making decent money, you know what I'm saying, to make ends meet. So she's proud of him, not necessarily because of the amount of money that he's making. That's not it. She's just happy that he's trying to do something. He's trying to contribute. He's making about, you know what I'm saying, between $80 and $100 a day doing DoorDash. So that's good, because that's helping, you know what I'm saying, take care, buy some groceries, you know, pay a light bill or whatever the case may be. That's decent. So he's doing that. And after a couple of weeks, he's doing okay, and she's encouraging him, and her son is looking up to him, but he's feeling like this ain't that. I'm just making penny-ante money. This ain't that. He started to feel some kind of way. So he ends up getting a call to this house. And this house is on the rougher side of town. You know. Man know this side of town. So when he pull up, he run up to do the DoorDash thing and deliver the food, and then dude up on him, pull up that pistol on him. He said, man, break yourself. And he tell him, he said, man, I ain't got no money, man. He said, why you doing this to me, man? I just got out the penitentiary. Dude hit him upside his head with that pistol. I don't care nothing about you just getting out the penitentiary. Give me that phone. And he took his phone. And then he took his keys. Took his car. Dude, get on down. Now, man, he walking. Pissed off. He penitentiary. Nobody gonna hit me in my head and do all this and that, and then I don't do nothing. He hot about that. He upset about that. He angry about that. So he find his way, you know what I'm saying? He gets to the other side of town, and he pull up on some dudes that's standing out there. He said, hey, man, let me use your phone, man. And they recognize, you know what I'm saying, the grit about him, right? So they said, what's going on, homie? He said, man, this sucker, man, just robbed me, man, from my car, man, and my phone, man. I need to call my wife so she can come and get me. So dude and them, they started laughing. They said, did you get a good look at him? He was like, yeah, I know him when I see him again. He said, what kind of car? So man described the car to him while he calling his wife. His wife pick up the phone, and he tell her what just happened. She said, where you at? He tell her where he at. She said, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to get you. So she pull up about 15 to 20 minutes later and pick him up. He in the car. He 5-hour hot. I'm talking about, when I say 5-hour hot, he's really upset about the situation and how it played out. He's looking at the situation like, he gonna rob me, man? What do you think this is? But see, dude ain't recognized. This young dude don't know him, right? His reputation means nothing to him. Listen to the lesson in that. Your reputation means nothing. Reputation only means for the people that know you. And there's no way for anybody and everybody to be known by everybody. It's no way. And when a person is hungry, it don't even matter. It don't matter. When you living in a dirty world, it don't matter. The ones with the reputation is the ones you want to get anyway. So his wife is trying to console him and tell him everything is going to be all right and don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And she done already called the police and called the insurance company. And then let the people at DoorDash know. And the DoorDash people said they're going to get a rental car and get him another phone and let him keep on working and all this. And everybody's working for him, trying to help him. Everybody is trying to pitch in and get his mind back where it needs to be. But man is stuck. He pissed off. He robbed man. Hit him in the head too, just wow. Popped him upside. Ain't nobody finna hit you upside your head. You real penitentiary, you gonna do something about that. And that's what man is thinking. Catch him, I ever catch him, I'm gonna do it to him. So man back to living. They let him have a couple of days off. He back to living and he's doing his thing. But while he delivering, he watching. And when he ain't got a call to deliver, he goes on this side of town. He watching, he peeping. And then guess what? He's seeing. He ain't got his car no more. You feel what I'm saying? They still ain't found the car. But he see dude, he get in another car. So he falling behind now. He see what dude live. He said, got him. I got him. So man go home that night. He chilling. He's in a better mood. And his wife, his girlfriend asked him, said, what's going on? You feeling all right now? That's good. So they spend time together that night and all this and that. Man's in a better mood. He in a better mood, but see, he's in a deceit mood too. Yeah, he being deceitful. Because see, his happiness is being bought on by the fact that he done found dude and he's plotting. See, that rot inside of him then started to invade him again. And see, where he's not supposed to be happy about that, he is. Because he plotting. But see, he can't go empty-handed. So man go back to the same side of town. He know it's seedy on this side of town, right? He go back to this same side of town and he find a dude out there on the block. And he tell dude, he said, man, let me get at you. And he done got some of his DoorDash money deposited to his card, right? However they do that, right? And now he got this DoorDash money. He said, look, man, I need a pistol, bro. Can you hook me up? Dude was like, yeah, what you trying to get? He said, man, I don't know what you got. So dude pull out that Glock. He look at it. Take the clip out. He looking at that thing, making sure it's working in front of that thing. He's like, man, I ain't got no light. He said, man, give me 300. Dude give him the 300. Man give him the 300. That's you. The clip is full. So man looking at me, dap him up and appreciate that, man. Good looking out. You know what I'm saying? Dude like, yeah, anytime. Look here. If you looking for something, come back and holler at me. Let me know what's going on with you, man. You know, we peoples, now. You know, me and you, we right here. You feel what I'm saying? That's how the game will do you, right? He just met this dude. He don't know this dude, but now this dude is getting all up in his head, letting him know you could trust me. You feel what I'm saying? That's how the game is. It's rotten. So look, he drive off. Now, he a parolee. Now he got a gun. That's an automatic violation. You going back to the penitentiary. Period. So he riding with his gun. Now his whole sense of awareness is heightened. Because he back in deceit mode. He ain't thinking straight. He don't understand what's really going on here. So he riding. He looking for dude. He know what dude live, right? Or he think he do anyway. So he go back to the spot. He see dude. He sees him. He like, yeah. He said, I can't do it now. But I'm going to get him. So ding, 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 ding. An order pops up on his DoorDash delivery time. It's the CO. The former CO, rather. So he ride over and get the food, and he ride over, deliver the food to dude, and the dude asked me, he said, man, how's it been going? And he tells him everything's straight, all this and that. But see, that CO got years of experience. He can read him. He see the lie. He said, nah. He said, something's off with you. He said, talk to me. Tell me what's going on with you, man. He says, I got robbed the other day. So the CO look at him. He said, well, how you feeling about that? He said, I'm pissed off, man. Dude hit me upside my head, took my car, took my phone, all this and that. So the CEO said, well, how you doing this DoorDash time? He said, the company, you know what I'm saying, they heard about what happened. My wife reported everything. They give me this rental car. They give me a new phone. They let me keep my job. He said, so the world is working with you. They helping you. He was like, yeah. He said, so do you focus more on that, or are you focusing more on what happened to you? Where your mind at? He said, man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I gotta get dude, man. He said, you gotta get him for what? What did he do that you gotta get him for that you ain't recovered from? So for the first time, man thinking about that. He said, you need to think about what you got, not what you lost. He said, dude is lost like you used to be. He lost like you used to be. And everybody had patience with you, and look where you at now. Now, you ain't got the construction job, but you doing good. These people looking out for you. You need to appreciate that. Don't throw that all away because your pride. So man looking at him, and his face, he in deceit mode. His face is like, I hear you. But that part on the inside of him like, nah, I'm not letting this go. But that, see, look here, that CO, he got that. See, all of the years of experience, he could tell when somebody was lying to him. He had to have that ability when he was a CO because he had to navigate that environment. He could tell man was lying. So he watching him. So man leave, and while he pull out, he get his license plate number. He get his license plate number. And he still has some friends, you know what I'm saying, in law enforcement. So he called him. He said, look, it's this guy that I really want to help. He just got out, and I got his license plate number. He coming by and deliver DoorDash. I need to know his address so I can go check on him from time to time. So the officer said, okay, I got you. Give him his information. So the CO called his PO and he tell the PO what he did and all this. Now he just want to make sure that he got permission to go by and check on him from time to time and talk to him, right? Because this CO, he had become a counselor. Yeah. He done went back to school while he was, you know what I'm saying, as a CO and got his degree and everything. And he's a counselor and he want to counsel people like Man. He want to talk to him. With his experience, he saw he could do some good with it. So the PO said, yeah, sure, anytime. He said, but is there anything that I need to know? And the CO told him, no, I got him. He good. Just let me get him. So check this out. So the CO, after a few weeks, he pays the Man a visit, unannounced. And he goes over, he knocks on the door. Man answers the door, eyes wide open like, what you doing here? What's going on? So the CL says, no hi, no nothing. He said, man, I got your address, man. I thought I'd drop by, man. I talked to your PO, and this is pissing Man off because his whole mindset is different. He's seeing all this as policing and watching him and all this and that, all that old penitentiary criminal mindset. He ain't seeing what it really is. He's seeing the negative side of it. So his girlfriend walks up and said, hey, what's going on? And he said, this is an officer that used to be at the penitentiary with me, all this and that, blase. She reaches out her hand and said, hey, how you doing? He told me so much about you. And he was like, good. He said, I hope it was all positive. And she said, it was. But he's standing there and they're talking. And she said, come on in. Man looks at him. He don't like that. But he comes on in and they go into the kitchen and he meets his little son and all this and that. And now he's like, don't throw this away. So when she steps out, the officer says, look, we need to talk. He says, something's different about you. Something's going on. And he said, you're not being honest with me. And he said, now, I'm not going to say anything, but you need to tell me what's going on so I can help you. Because I'm here to help you, man. I'm not here to hurt you. I want you to do good. I want you to do real good with your life. And you're not going to be able to do that if you keep that certain mindset of always wanting to get your lick back. So man, he's sitting there and he breaks down. He said, man, I don't know what it is. I can't let this go. I can't accept it. This man hit me in my head, took my car, took my phone. He said, yeah, I know everybody's trying to help me. And he said, I see what you're trying to do, but I can't let this go, man. I'm not finna let nobody do nothing to me, man. So the CO said, look here. When you went to the penitentiary, you went for selling drugs and assault. He said, what if all of those victims that you had, all those people that you were selling drugs to, what if they're family members, the people that lost out on getting their rent paid, the kids that lost out on getting Christmas toys, what if all of them said, I'm not letting that go. I'm going to get him for what he did to my family, what he did to my daddy, what he did to my mom. What if they all said that? How would you feel about that? So man, he's sitting at the kitchen table and he's looking and he's thinking. He never saw it that way because see, people always want to say that, you know, selling drugs is a victimless crime. It's no such a thing as a victimless crime. Somebody's going to be hurt by your negative actions. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So he starts to think about it. And now, the CO knew from his training, you don't push too hard. Give him a little bit to think about and then back up. So he said, look, I got to be going. But don't forget, you got my number. Call me, man. Call me. So the CO left. And he got in his car and he's thinking about it. He said, something's not right here. It's not sinking in like it's supposed to. He said, I got to keep my eyes on it. And if you want to know how this is going to play out, you're going to have to tune in to the next episode. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.